Hi folks, this is Jake. Hope you're okay today. Hope everybody's okay. I just want to share a little thought about children. If you're a child or if you're a young person today, I just want to tell you about the complete utter nonsense atheists and evolutionists are spouting today. And it's absolute nonsense. Total nonsense. And I want you young people and children and parents to realise that the nonsense that atheists and evolutionists are saying. The first thing I want you to realise is the atheist will say that when a Christian says, or a Christian apology says, that evolution is part of atheism, some atheists will turn around and say, look, this is the wedge position developed by the Discovery Institute, which tries to combine evolution and atheism, and kind of like trying to make atheism and evolution look bad, because they're kind of connected together. And this is just complete utter nonsense. It's utter nonsense. Evolution and atheism are bedfellows, okay? They go together like two demons walking hand in hand. They go together, alright? The atheists try to separate evolution and atheism so that their position doesn't look really bad, because everybody knows, even Dawkins acknowledges, that evolution is just a bad thing. It's a bad process. You know, the survival of the fittest is a bad thing, and they know it's a bad thing. That's why they don't really want to apply it to society in the political, economic and social sphere. Although they say that, although they try to bring it in with the sort of meme ideas and various ideas that they come up with, kind of a softer kind of evolutionary approach to society. But the point what I'm trying to get at, kids, young people and parents, is this: is that atheism, which says that they don't believe in God due to a lack of evidence, and evolution go together. The reason why they go together is because they're beliefs that do without God, alright? And the reason why the atheists have been behind evolution is because evolution strikes at the heart of Christianity. Genesis chapter 1 and 2 and 3 tells about God created the heavens and the universe, and God created man and woman, Adam and Eve, okay? Now, evolutionist says, no, God didn't create the world. It happened by a process. It's an evolutionary process, and this evolutionary process happened over billions of years. So your 6-day creation and your Adam and Eve stuff is not relevant. Now, if there's no Adam and Eve and there's no creation, then there was no real fall. Adam and Eve didn't really fall into sin, and sin didn't come into the world. And if sin didn't come into the world, then we didn't need Jesus to die for us on the cross. So evolution strikes at the very heart of the Christian faith, and the atheists know this, and that's why the atheists have been principally the ones behind evolution and pushing evolution, okay? So it's not a case of like the atheists are these innocent people who just believe in atheism and evolution's over here. No, the atheists love evolution because they know in their own minds that it's a way of attacking the Christian faith. Now, the second thing I want to say is the stupid arguments that atheists and evolutionists use to defend evolution. It's been pointed out to atheists, evolutionists, and atheists about evolution that that it started by chance, and that it's a chance process. And how can a chance process create order? I mean, for example, you know, take this piece of paper, okay? Alright, that's, you got loads of bits of paper. Okay, now I just drop them on my hand. What chance of that piece of paper forming into a swan? Absolutely no chance. Okay, what they're saying, what the atheists are saying, is at the beginning of time there was just this expansion, the Big Bang, and an expansion of matter, and then the matter began to form life, and then the life began to order itself into an ordered process, all from chance. Just like this piece of paper just thrown on my hand, ripped up, suddenly by chance would form itself into a swan. Okay, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. How did matter come to be, turn into life? That is something nobody can answer. How can chance produce order? It doesn't make sense. And the atheists and the evolutionists come up with all these complex ideas about dark matter and all that, but it's all a smokescreen at the end of the day. They just can't answer it. And then the idea that, and then what the atheists and the evolutionists will say is, you believe that evolution is by chance, and we're not saying that, and we can prove it, because actually evolution is about order. It's an ordered process, natural selection, and whatever. And they're just talking nonsense. We're not saying that. We're saying the beginning of evolution started by chance. Alright, and that is not enough to account for the complexity of the start of life. Alright, it's as simple as that. And the atheists are constantly pumping out nonsense, and evolutionists on this. At the end of the day, there is a conspiracy. At the end of the day, there is a conspiracy. There has been a conspiracy for a long time, since the days of Darwin. Modern man wanted to get rid of God. Alright, they wanted to be in control of their own destiny, since Charles Darwin, and they wanted to get rid of religion, and evolution was the principal architect. If you look at Huxley, a guy who was at the time of Charles Darwin, and other of his Charles Darwin friends, they knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly, it's documented, that they wanted evolution so that they could get rid of Christianity, and they pushed for Darwin to write his book so that they could nail Christianity in their own heads. Okay, so it's not objective science. It had an agenda right at the beginning. And there has been a conspiracy. You could call it Evolutiongate. You had Watergate, where Nixon and his people covered up the scandal there. Well, you've had for the last 120, 30 years, you've had Evolutiongate, where the scientists and evolutionists and atheists have conspired to suppress the truth, to doctor the evidence, to manipulate everything. And I can prove it to you, because anybody who speaks out, any scientist who speaks out against the evolutionist or the atheist, they'll have their careers destroyed, they'll have their academic life destroyed. So no one really wants to speak out, no one really wants to break ranks. And you as parents, and you as children and young people, you need to really make sure that you read the other side, that you read the intelligent design movement, that you read Ken Ham and people like that, and Morrison Whitcomb and people like that, and you really get to grips with things. Because I tell you, this evolution is the biggest modern con ever. And I hope that you scientists out there will have the courage to come out and start breaking ranks, and start publishing papers, start doing research, that absolutely destroys this evolution, because it's time we brought it down. It's time it was banned from schools, and it's time we started teaching creationism, six-day creation, and it's time that we brought this back into schools, and the sooner we bring it in, the better, because that's true science. This evolution is nothing but a pagan myth. It is, I believe it, that it is simply people using it to try and suppress Christianity. Okay, that's what evolution is. Evolutiongate, you've had Watergate, but for the last 120-30 years we've had Evolutiongate, where there's been a conspiracy of the top scientists like Dawkins, going back to the early Huxley, to suppress true Christianity and to suppress the truth of six-day creation and the evidence that's there to support it. And it's time that we go back, and it's time we start to do research and unearth the evidence that they've tried to bury and hide. That's what I believe, and I believe it 100%. And I think it's a disgrace that the schools and colleges in America and in Europe and in the UK are not teaching six-day creation. It's a total disgrace. It's a disgrace on the President of the United States of America today. It's a disgrace on the Prime Minister today. And I advocate an immediate withdrawal of evolution from schools as soon as possible. It must not be taught in schools anymore. It must be thrown to one side, to the dust heap of history, as nothing but a pagan myth to prop up a pagan society that unfortunately has built its house on sand and is at the present time crumbling before our eyes. Politically, economically, America and the UK and Europe's crumbling before our eyes, and it's because it's built on these pathetic foundations. And I believe that we need to do something about it, and we need to wrest control of the schools and colleges and universities under Christian control, and we need to do this immediately, as soon as possible, and we need to do it quickly, because things have got far too out of hand now for the last 130 years. We need a revolution, and the revolution starts now. So kids, children, teenagers, parents, take control of your schools, colleges and universities. Take control of the education system and start to teach six-day creation, and throw the evolution books out of the window, and let's start a revolution. Thank you for listening, and God bless you. So I hope, evolutionists, that we can come back in 1 billion years and maybe this piece of paper turns into a swan. I don't think it will, because this matter will not become life. And that's your big problem. How did matter become life? You can't answer it. You never will be able to answer it. That is the very first foundation of evolution. And it's not a case of saying, well, we can explain the process now, we can't explain the beginning. Just total nonsense. If you don't know the foundation, you don't know nothing. Okay? That's what I think. You can make your videos attacking me, you can say whatever you want, but we're taking back control of the schools and colleges and universities in America. We're taking back control of the universities, colleges in the UK. Every politician in the UK and Britain needs to join us. You need to join us now, or else you'll lose political power and you'll be out. And we'll put people in who will do the job that you're supposed to do. So join us, or endure defeat politicians. Okay? And you scientists out there, get some backbone, get some courage, and start speaking out. And start doing it now. Alright? Take care and God bless you.